Good morning, Standard 10th. So in the last class, we studied about few measures to create employment. And with that, we were done with the sectors on the basis of economic activities. That is primary, secondary and tertiary sector. And today, we will study about sectors of the Indian economy on the basis of employment conditions. So students, on the basis of employment condition, the Indian economy is divided into two sectors, that is organized and unorganized sector. So let us start. Students, there are two case studies given in your book. Let us go through it once. So the first one is about Kanta, who works in an office from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. She gets her salary regularly at the end of every month. And apart from that, she also gets PF, that is Provident Fund. Students, PF is a small portion of employees' basic monthly pay in which the employer also contributes a similar amount on their behalf. And once the employee leaves the job or gets retired, then they can get this amount. Now, apart from PF, Kanta also gets various allowances such as overtime allowance or medical allowance. Students, she doesn't go to office on Sundays, and that is a paid holiday. That means no amount will be deducted for it, even though she doesn't go to work. And a very important point, when she joined this office, she got an appointment letter. Students, appointment letter is a legal document that confirms that an organization has offered a position to an employee and contains all the terms and conditions of the job. So this was all about Kanta. Now let us study about Kamal. So Kamal works at a grocery shop as a daily wage labor. He works at the shop from 7:30 a.m. till 8 p.m. and all that he gets is only his wage and no other allowances. Also, he doesn't get paid for the days he don't go to work. That means no paid holidays. And he was not given any appointment letter. This means he can be asked to leave any time by his employer. So there is no job security. Now students, from these two case studies, we can notice vast difference between the employment conditions of Kanta and that of Kamal. On one hand, where Kanta gets all the perks and facilities in her work, Kamal gets none of those facilities. So students, thus we can conclude that Kanta works in an organized sector, whereas Kamal works in an unorganized sector. So now I hope that you all must have gotten some idea about organized and unorganized sectors. Now let us understand these two in a bit detail. So first we'll study about organized sector. Students, organized sector includes those workplaces where the terms of employment are regular. That is, they have assured work. They cannot be removed from that work anytime. And if employees have to be removed, then they must be pre-informed, maybe before 1 month or 3 months. And most importantly, organized sectors are registered by the government. And so they have to follow its rules and regulations. Students, organized means systematic or something that has proper process. So since there are formal rules, laws and process in this sector, that is why it is known as organized sector. Now this sector may also include people who are not employed by anyone but one who are self-employed. For example, a doctor who owns his own clinic or a factory owner. But they too have to register themselves by the government and have to follow its rules and regulations. Now, I want all of you to open your textbooks and underline few important points. So everyone, please take out page number 30, right hand side, second paragraph, and underline security of employment, fixed number of hours, paid overtime, get paid leaves, provident fund, gratuity, etc., get medical benefits, and underline when they retire, workers get pensions as well. Students, these are key features of organized sector, and make sure that you include these points in your answer. Now, let us study about unorganized sector. So students, unorganized sector includes small and scattered units that are outside the direct control of government. And since these are outside the control of government, no rules or laws are followed in this sector. Students, again open your textbook and underline the important features of this sector. Page number 31, left hand side, second paragraph. Please underline, there are rules and regulations but not followed. Jobs here are low paid and often not regular. So students, unlike organized sector, here people don't have any job security. For example, in factories, when the demand is not too high, some workers may be asked to leave. Students, in this sector, it all depends on the wish of the employer. Then, underline no provision for overtime, paid leaves, holidays, leaves due to sickness, etc. Students, this sector includes a large number of people who are self-employed and are doing low-paid jobs, such as street hawkers, farm laborers, or people involved in repair work. Students, remember, to know whether a person is working in an organized or unorganized sector, it's important to know his or her employment conditions, and not only the place where he or she is working. For example, suppose there are two people, A and B, and both work in some firm X that is registered by the government. Now, A is a cashier in that firm and gets many facilities about which we have already discussed, whereas B is a cleaning staff and doesn't get any of the facilities. So just because both work at the same place doesn't mean both are in organized sector. It all depends on their working conditions. Students, in any office or workplace, there are many people employed who have different working conditions. And so to categorize them under organized or unorganized, it can be only done by knowing their working conditions. So here are few questions for your assignment. The first question is that you have to write the differences between the sectors of the Indian economy on the basis of employment conditions. Students, this question carries 5 marks, so you will write 5 points. Please write your answer in tabular form and you will do this question in your homework copy. Next is question number 1 and question number 4 of Let's Work These Out, that is given on page number 31 of your NCERT textbook, and you will do these 2 questions in your textbook. So that's all for today, students. Thank you.